So, if you find yourself in a bind, you've just committed some kind of crime that gives you a crime stat of, let's say, 3 or above. In the new patch 318, the only way to remove that crime stat right now, I'm hoping this changes, but the only way to remove that is to go to Security Post Kareah. Now, in order to get there, you need to go to Selin, and there's a station that orbits Selin that's called Security Post Kareah. So go and set your route to Security Post Kareah, and then we'll go there. Now, many of you will probably be in a starter ship, and actually a starter ship is great for this. Here I am in a cutter, Drake cutter, and this is the perfect ship for this. You'll note that I don't actually currently have a crime stat because I haven't. Patch just went in and it's a fresh start. I have not committed any crimes yet, but it will treat me the same as if I were a criminal when I approach the security post because it's considered trespassing. So here we are, just at the outskirts of Security Post Kareah. Now, with the update of 3.18, Security Post Kareah has become excessively more offensive, meaning, so they did a drastic overhaul to the outer defenses. There are NPCs on the inside, but to just get into Security Post Kareah, there is loads of laser turrets and missile turrets that orbit the station. So you may be asking yourself, how do you actually get in there? Because if you were to slow down to try to land, or what people used to do is to fly in really quickly and hide up underneath the one of the landing platforms, you can no longer do that. It's become increasingly more difficult to get onto the station. So you may be asking yourself, well, how do I do this by myself if I have a crime stat? Well, I'm about to show you. So what you want to do is you want to line up your ship. This isn't a good angle. Sometimes I get a better angle where I come in. But you want to align yourself in such a way that where your ship is headed is not going to hit the station, but you want to be as close to it as possible. And I'll tell you why. Also, you'll note that I don't currently have coupled mode on. You want coupled mode to be off. Coupled mode is a mode that will automatically decrease your ship's velocity if you let off of any inputs. Meaning, if I were to start heading forward, and let me just show you. If I were to head forward and let off the gas, it stops me automatically. Okay? Whereas if I turn decoupled mode off, if I head forward, I keep going at this velocity of 58. Okay? So we don't want that right now, but we want to stop. So I'm going to have decoupled mode off, which by default it's Alt-C. I turn decoupled mode off, and I make sure that I aim just right. And then I'm going to show you something here. I have a key binding that will open my door automatically. I would advise that you bind this. So it doesn't currently have a default key binding, so you'll need to go in and find it yourself. I'm not going to go into details about that, but make sure that your door is open before you start this. Otherwise you might be running into a situation like I did a couple of times where the door doesn't open up quick enough. Because this is all of what I'm about to tell you needs to happen quick. Okay, so my door is open, decoupled mode is off, and I'm going to explain what I'm about to do before I do it so that you know the steps to do ahead of time and not whatever spastic thing that I start spouting off as I'm running through my ship. Okay? This is kind of a chaotic process, so bear with me here, but I'm going to launch my ship as fast as I can in the trajectory that's closest to the station, but not hitting it as I possibly can. And when I get up to a decent speed, and I'll say between 700 and 800 is enough on your velocity. What I'm going to do, as soon as I reach that speed, I'm going to shut off my ship entirely. That means everything. My shields, my engines, my guns. And this is extremely important, and I'll tell you why. Because when you don't have any of those systems on, your ship actually becomes less visible to the turrets and the laser turrets and the missile turrets. Okay, so the station's defenses are not going to spot you as easily. Okay, so it's very important that you get a decent speed and then become invisible to the station. Okay, as soon as I get close to the station, and you'll see what I do as I do it, but as soon as I get up to speed and I'm heading in the right direction, I'm going to get out of my seat, and this is after I've shut off my ship. It's very important to shut off your ship. Otherwise, you're just going to become a huge target, and you will get destroyed by the station's defenses. So, the last thing that you want to do before you get out of your seat is shut everything off. Okay? I've done that a couple times where I was trying to do it too quickly, and I didn't turn everything off. So the quickest way to do that is to just hold the letter U. That's by default. The key binding is U on your keyboard. Okay? So I'm going to get up to speed, press U to shut everything off, get out of my seat, which is Y. The key on your binding is Y by default. And then I'm going to run to the back of my ship and wait. Okay? So here it is, all at once, the process to get onto Security Post Kareah by yourself. I'm giving it a little boost. I'm actually going to divert power to shields just in case. Who cares about how much fuel I'm using? Alright, I shut off my ship. Heading in the trajectory, sorry. I'm already trespassing, and now I wait. Okay, that wasn't as good of an attempt. I have gotten closer, but now you see that I've just gotten past the station and I've gotten close enough to where I can EVA. So obviously you will want a spacesuit for this. But yeah, now I can approach the station and get onto the station without my ship. Now, you may be asking, well, now what's the point of this? Well, the point of this is that you are going to avoid getting any further crimes or being a giant target for any bounty hunters out there, player bounty hunters. And yeah, so I'll take you through the steps here. I'm actually going to speed this up. But yeah, you'll see the steps to take. By the way, when you do this, you're going to want to have a a Tigerclaw or some other encryption key or decryption key on your person. That means equipped, because by the time you get into this station, you are not going to want to have to scramble through your inventory while the NPCs are firing at you. Okay? So make sure you have that all available. I'm going to speed this up. Okay, so I should note that while I didn't run into NPCs out on the landing platforms this time, other than that one that wasn't wearing a spacesuit, you can find armed and armored NPCs on the landing platforms. So if you have a crime stat, well, and actually even if you don't have a crime stat, it is possible that they will fire on you when you're approaching the landing platforms. So it's hit or miss. You can avoid those landing pads if they have NPCs out on them, or you can just run past them if you can. Alright, so this is the new station. I am going to not attack anyone, because I just want to show you what to do here. And yes, I did come onto this station without anything other than my spacesuit. Looks like somebody's already been here. They've already cleared out most of the soldiers. So you'd come to this central location, and with your key that you have equipped, you can press and hold C, and it would show up in this inventory selection screen. And you could then come up to this. I'm actually going to let's see. Let's just carry this lowered. So you'd come up to this chip slot here. You put in your decryption key, and it would automatically begin decrypting the computer. This process used to take a lot longer than it does now. So in 3.18, they actually made that process a lot quicker. And there are other videos out there on how to go through the process of removing your crime stat, but this is new. This is getting onto the station by yourself is something that I don't think has been done yet, at least not in a video. So, now you have a way of doing that. And yeah, if you have anything else you want me to do a video on, let me know, and I'll try and do it.